China letting COVID run rampant through its population. Not good, folks. Coming up here on The Jog. Hi folks, Alex Klingelhoeffer here with Exencial Wealth Advisors. It is 8:38 here in the middle part of the country on Monday. It is December 19th, 2022. Here's your morning jog around the economic headlines of the world. Let's start off with China, where approximately 3 weeks after they said, really, no more strict COVID controls. Of course, COVID's running rampant through their population. Now, China doesn't have a good COVID vaccine, which makes you wonder why Pfizer doesn't just ship them some. Anyway, that means that people are overrunning the hospitals. It's like 2020 all over again in China, and now they're shutting down access to crematoriums because they are running full stop 24/7 and still can't burn the bodies fast enough. That is an eerie sentence to say on a Monday morning. Goodness gracious, Alex. But it's true. Listen, China is now sacrificing people for the economy as they used to sacrifice the economy for the people. They just flipped. When that priority changes, that means we have to change our investment ideas. Listen, on a go-forward basis, I think our baseline number has to be about 2 million Chinese dead by this virus over the next year or so. That is just extrapolating out numbers from COVID all over the rest of the world, not to mention the fact that China doesn't exactly have top-tier healthcare facilities. Now, what does this mean for the economy? This means that overall, we're going to see China sort of start and stop like we saw the rest of the world over the last 2 years. Perhaps some lockdowns in places, perhaps some other areas to mitigate the damage going forward. That does not make China a pretty place to invest. Let's talk about the U.S. and energy. Don't I love talking about energy? Huge cold front coming through the middle of the country. I'm bundled up. It's going to get to -1 Christmas Day here in Oklahoma City, and that is just so unusual. What does it mean? Now, here's the thing. One of the things we could be scared of, natural gas freeze-offs, right? Vast majority of non-intermittent power, i.e. not solar, not wind, here in the middle part of the country is natural gas powered. And if you'll remember, back to February of 2021, many natural gas power plants, many natural gas wells froze off due to the unseasonably cold temperatures. They just weren't prepared for it. Now, I've talked with some industry folks. Look at me doing my own research. And they have said that there have been considerable efforts over the last 2 years to weatherproof those facilities to ensure they don't get frozen off in a large cold weather event. Ultimately, we don't know. It will be an interesting thing to see. My recommendation, don't plan much travel here before Christmas. It is going to be nasty, and quite frankly, will have an effect on the overall economy. You will likely see weather-related comments when we see economic numbers come in for December because of the extreme cold here in the center of the country. That will move on towards the East Coast as we get towards the end of the week. Last but not least, speaking of energy, let's talk about coal. IEA says a new all-time high for coal this year. Why? Well, Germany's burning it to have like 60% of their energy production, right? Because they won't import oil and gas from Russia anymore, and the renewables don't work. So guess what? We're going to burn super dirty coal. Great job, you Germans. And then, China's growing. It's continuing to burn coal. India continues to burn coal. So all of these green initiatives didn't work. What we did back in the 2000s, that worked. What was that? It was replacing coal with natural gas, which we have lots of, and is relatively cleaner, but not carbon-free, which is what the acolytes of the environmental movement will tell you is the only true religion when it comes to energy production for the long term. Listen, folks, if we're going to have fusion in 100 years, let's just bridge the gap. You burn some natural gas and not dirty up our air with the brown stuff. If you want some additional info throughout the week, feel free to find me on the internet. I am out there. Till then, you, your family, hope you have a wonderful Christmas week. I'm out.